Good morning, student. I am Purnima, and once again I welcome you all to my English class. And we were doing this lesson packing, isn't it? So I told you this packing is written by the writer Zeram Klapka Zeram, who was born on May 2, 1859 and died on June 14, 1927. Now children, I told you the theme of this story is very good, that we take granted for everything, but we should not take grant. Okay, the author tell us that the thing that seems to be very easy may not be easy as we think. It might be a difficult. Okay, packing things in a bag is not a difficult task, but doing with a proper planning. um, Otherwise, everything will be in mess like what happened in the story packing. This writer wanted to convey to you through this story packing. So I told you three friends, they were going outside for a trip. The name of these three friends are George, Harris, and of course the writer was there. Zeram was there. Narrator, they decided to go for a holiday, and he was proud of his packing, so he offered to the task of packing the bag. The narrator hated the people relaxing while he was working. But children, there was misunderstanding between three friends. The other two, George and Harris, thought that has started. He wanted to pack, so they were sitting. They were sitting in a very relaxed manner, and the narrator, he hated this thing the most, that when he was working, the other two sat in a very relaxed manner. So he did not like that thing. Well children, the narrator, he opened the bag. Okay. He started keeping all the things, and finally when he kept all the things, one of his friend George and Harris asked him that whether he forgot to put his boot or not. Again he had to um, take it out everything from the bag. And finally children, because boot he cannot keep upon at the top of everything, so again he had to repack his things. Again he had taken out everything, and children, he kept the boot, and then finally he packed it again. When he was packing it, what did he thought, what did he see? He see that there were whether he has kept his toothbrush or not. Coming to the toothbrush, it always haunted him. It always haunted him. Okay, so he was confused, and then children, he told that how he was confused, whether he had put his toothbrush or not. He was confused many times. He turned everything. He found toothbrushes of George and Harris more than 18 times, but could not find out his toothbrush. He put the things back one by one, then he found it inside a boot and packed the things once more. The bag finally got finished at 10:05 p.m. Well, George and Harris packed hampers. Now the task of packing hampers was taken by George and Harris, on which narrator agreed. Both started packing in cheerful nature, showing narrator how to do it. However, according to narrator, Harris was the worst packer in the world. Okay, then children, and then the second part of the story, it was told that how Harris and George, they have to pack the things, they have to pack the food material, and how a butter was stuck, which was kept in the chair on the at George stepped on the butter. They packed the pies at the bottom. They broke the cup, and children, how they wasted time in finding the butter which was stuck at the Harris, at the back of the Harris. In fact, Harris sat on the chair and the butter stuck to him. They searched the whole room. They whole time is wasted in searching the butter, and finally George got round at the back of Harris and saw it, and they got it off from there, and then they packed it in the teapot. Thus, so much mess was there when they were packing the food material. At the same time, children, in the story, it is told about the dog Montmorency. It is the name of a dog, and who was habit in disturbing them. He found pleasure when somebody was having trouble in something, he found pleasure in disturbing them. So he came and sat down on thing just when they were wanted to be packed. He put his leg into the jam and he pretended that the lemons were rats. So all this thing was done by Matromans, Monty Morency, their pet dog. And Harris said it was a narrator who encouraged the dog for these things. Then finally they go to bed at 12:50 and they decided that they will be getting up at 6:30 because they have to leave for the holiday. So this was the condition. And children, I was doing with you. We were at page number So children, I was reading at page number 86. We have finished the line, the 12th stanza, and now I am in page number 87. Okay, but I am going to read the lines, stanza 12. Monty Morency was in it all, of course. Monty Morency's ambition in life is to get in the way and be sawn at. Be sawn at means get scolded. Here it means get scolded. So children, their pet dog was very naughty and he was in a habit of getting scolding because he was in habit of doing that thing which was unwanted by the people. So whenever he used to do all this thing which was not desired or wanted by the people, he used to get scolding. Now if he can come in anywhere where he particular is not wanted, and he used to go to that place, children, where particularly he was not wanted. Now they were busy in packing, they were not having any time. Okay, and he was creating nuisance, he was making people mad and have things thrown at his head. Then he feels his day has not been wasted. And children, you can see in the picture also how he is disturbing everything. Okay, and after creating problem, he used to feel that today he has made up his day has not been wasted. To get somebody to stumble over him, curse him steadily for an hour. Children, he was in a habit that somebody should stumble over him. Stumble means to hit foot against something. Stumble over him, that he used to sit in such a way that children, people used to hit him and they used to fall, children, of course, and curse him steadily for an hour, and he was being cursed steadily for an hour to his highest aim and object. And when he has succeeded in accomplish this, his conceit becomes quite unbearable. When he has succeeded in accomplishing, and children, accomplish means complete his task, conceit means pride. Okay, so when he was succeeded in accomplish his task, his conceit becomes quite unbearable. Conceit here means pride in himself, it become unbearable. He came and sat down on thing. So what he often used to do, he used to come and sat down on thing just when they were wanted to be packed. At the very moment the things which were wanted to be packed, he used to come and sit on that thing, and he labored under the fixed belief that whenever Harris or George reached out their hand for anything, it was his cold damp nose that they wanted. So he came and he sat down on thing just when they were wanted to be packed, and he labored under the fixed belief that whenever Harris or George reached out their hand for anything, it was his cold damp nose that they wanted. And children, he used to sit in such a way upon the things that whenever Harris and George they wanted to have something to be packed, they used to touch his damp moisturizer nose, which was full of which was a moist, that you can see the dog nose are always moist. So they used to touch his cold damp nose. Okay, he put his leg into the jam and he worried the teaspoons. He used to put his leg in the jam and he worried the teaspoons, and he pretended that the lemons were red and got into the hamper and killed it. And children, sometimes he used to pretend as if children used to run after the rat. So he used to believe, he used to play with lemon. He used to play as if they were rats. And three of them before Harris could land him with the frying pan. Harris said, I encouraged him. I did not encourage him. Now Harris children, he was blaming the writer that he is doing all such type of nonsense because it was the narrator who had encouraged him to do all this thing. But it wasn't narrator who had encouraged him to do all this thing. A dog like that doesn't want any encouragement. The narrator told, he is such a silly dog that he did not want any encouragement. He was doing all by himself. It is the natural, original sin that is born in him. The writer told, it is the natural sin, original sin that is born in him that makes him do things like that. And children, that sin which was him inside him, which was making him to do all this type of nonsense and the thing which did not wanted by the people. The packing was done at 12:50. Children, you have to remember this time. So finally children, all the food items and everything was packed at 12:50, which was too late. And Harry sat on the big hamper and said he hoped nothing would be found broken. And suddenly Harry sat on that big hamper and he told nothing would be found broken now. George said that if anything was broken, it was broken, which reflected seemed to comfort him. And George said, let it, if it is broken, let it broken. We are not going to take it out. Okay. Reflection thought his thought. That means he was very tired now. He did not want to do anything with the packing. He also said he was ready for bed. Now George told that he really wanted to go for sleep. We were all ready for bed. Harris was to sleep with us that night and we went upstairs. Now children, Harris was supposed to be sleeping with them with that night. So they all went upstairs. We tossed for bed. And children, they tossed for bed. That means they fell on bed because children, they were very tired. Okay, they were extremely tired, so they did not want to do anything. They tossed on bed. And Harris had to sleep with me, he said. Do you prefer the inside or the outside? J. I said I generally prefer to sleep inside a bed. So he told we would like to sleep on the outside part of the bed or inside. So he told I would like to sleep inside. Harris said it was odd. George said, what time shall I wake you fellows? Harris said 7. I said no, 6, because I wanted to write some letters. Harris and I had a bit of row over it. But at last we split the difference and said 6:30. So 6:30 was the time decided to be wake up by George. George made no answer and we found on going over that he had been asleep for some time. So we placed the bath where he could tumble into it on getting out in the morning and went to bed ourselves. So children, this is an extract from Three Men in a Boat. So we have completed this lesson of packing, and now we will do the question and answers. Okay, so first we will do the textual question and answer. You have to answer the first question in 30 to 40 words. How many characters are there in the narrative? Name them. So there are 4 characters in the narrative because we cannot forget that dog. He is also among the character. They are the narrator, George, Harris, and the 4th is the dog named Monty Morency. So why did the narrator volunteer to do the packing? The narrator felt that he knew more about packing than any other person living. Moreover, he would get an opportunity to boss the job, and George and Harris would do the job under his direction. How did George and Harris react to this? Did Jerome like their reaction? George and Harris accepted the narrator's suggestion readily, but Jerome did not like it. What was Zeram's real intention when he offered to pack? Jerem's real intention was to boss the job. In fact, it was his intention not to do a job, but he would be supervising them, he would be giving instruction to them. But they accepted the proposal and sat idle on the chair comfortably. But there was some in the way in the manner he had told, it made them confused. They were sitting on the chair and he was doing the packing. What did Harry say after the bag was shut and strapped? Why do you think he waited till then to ask? Harris asked the narrator to put the boots in the bag after strapping the bag. He did it with no intention to irritate the narrator. What horrible idea occurred to Zeram a little later? Zeram was going to close the bag after putting the boots in it. He suddenly thought of his toothbrush. While traveling, he must needed the toothbrush which he packed in the bag. Now he had to search for it in the bag. Where did Jerem finally find the toothbrush? Jerem tried his best to find the toothbrush, and finally, children, he unpacked the bag but could not find the toothbrush. So what happened? He put the things back one by one and held everything up and shook it. At last he found it inside the door. Now, why did Zerum have to reopen the packed bag? Zerum packed his spectacles in the bag, so he had to reopen the packed bag. What did George and Harris offer to pack and why? George and Harris offered to pack hamper because they wanted Zerum to take some rest. They decided to pack the rest of the things themselves. While packing the hamper, George and Harris do a number of foolish and funny things. Okay, now children, some of the statements are given below and you have to tick it whether they were true or false. So they started with breaking a cup. This is true. Then they also broke a plate. This is a false statement. They squashed a tomato. This is true. They trod on the butter. Of course, this is a true. Then they stepped on a banana. This is not true. They put things behind them. This is true. They could not find it. Seventh, they stepped on thing. This is also true. Then eighth is they packed the pictures at the bottom and put heavy things on top. No, this is not true. Then they upset almost everything. This is true. They were very good at packing. This is not true. Okay, so this is over. Now children, question number 2. This is a long question and answer. Why does Zerum say was Montmorency's ambition in life? What do you think of Montmorency and why? So this is about their pet dog. So Montmorency's ambition is in life is to interfere with others and be abused. Interfere with others and be abused. He wants to be a perfect nuisance and make people mad. If things are thrown at his head, he feels his day has not been wasted. To get somebody to stumble over him and curse him steadily for an hour to his highest aim and object. He came and sat on things just when they were going to be packed. He put his leg into the jam and buried 30 spoons and pretended that lemons were rats and got into the hamper and killed 3 of them. Hamper means children basket. It is the natural original sin that is born in him that makes him do things like that. These are the statement of the narrator. So he was thinking that this dog is born with such instinct. This is his natural original sin which is making him do all this thing. Now, of the 3, Zerum, George and Harris, who do you think is the best or worst packer? Support your answer with details from the text. So of the three, Harris is the worst packer in this world, but none of them is the perfect packer also. All of them are confused and do not know what to be placed and where. So far as Zeram is concerned, he unpacked the bag to find his toothbrush in a boot. He also packs his spectacles in the bag. Harris and George start their work in a light-hearted spirit. There are piles of plates, cups and kettles, bottles, jars, pies, stoves, cakes and tomatoes. They started doing with the breaking of the cup. Harris packs the strawberry jam on top of a tomato and squashes it. They have to pick out the tomato with a teaspoon. George treads on the butter. He gets it off from his slipper and puts it in the kettle. He put it down on a chair and Harris sit on it. It stick to him and then they look for all over the room and wasted their time. In this way, they created confusion in the room. How did Montmorency contribute to the packing? Montmorency's contribution to the packing cannot be forgotten. His ambition in life was to disturb others and be abused by them. It seems that he is a natural original sin that is born in him. He came and sat on things just when they were going to be packed and he put his leg into the jam. He disturbed everything. He pretended the lemons to be rats and got into the hampers and killed three of them. Montmorency wanted to be a perfect nuisance and make a people mad. If things are thrown at his hand, he feels his day has not been wasted. To get somebody to stumble over him and curse him steadily for an hour was his highest aim and objective. When he got succeeded in accomplishing it, his conceit became quite unbearable. Now, children, do you find this story funny? So children, we will be doing the question and answer. Okay, first few last question from the book, that is question number third, and in question number third we are having two question. Of the three, Zeram, George and Harris, who do you think is the best or worst packer? So children, to whom do you think what we feel and what according to the writer, Harris is the worst packer, but the other two also are not perfect packers. So we can say of the three, Harris is the worst packer in this world, but none of them is the perfect packer. All of them are confused and do not know what is to be placed and where. So far as Zeram is concerned, he unpacked the bag to find his toothbrush in a boot. He also packs his spectacle in the bag. Harris and George start their work in a light-hearted spirit. There are piles of plates, cups, kettles, bottles, jar, pies, stoves, cakes and tomatoes. They break a cup. Harris packs the strawberry jam on top of a tomato and squashes it. They have to pack out the tomato with a teaspoon. George treats on the butter. He gets it off from his slipper and put it in the kettle. He put it down on a chair and Harris sits on it. He sticks to him and then they look for all over the room. It takes a lot of time to find the butter and finally they found it that it was stuck behind Harry's bag. Now children, second question is related with dog. How did Montmorency contributed to the packing? Montmorency's contribution to the packing cannot be forgotten. His ambition in life was to disturb others and be abused by them. He came and sat on things just when they were going to be packed and he put his leg into the jam. He disturbed everything. He pretended the lemons to be red and got into the hamper and killed three of them. So children, it was Montmorency wanted to be a perfect nuisance and make people mad. If things are thrown at his head, he feels his day has not been wasted. To get somebody to stumble over him and curse him steadily for an hour was his highest aim and objective. When he got succeeded in accomplishing it, his conceit became quite unbearable. Now, do you find this story funny? What are the humorous elements in it? The story is really humorous and funny. Zerum episode of packing, Harris and George's way of packing food material, breaking of the cup, and Monty Morphin's contribution have made the story funny and interesting. Jerome was confused about his toothbrush and found it in a boot. He also packed his spectacle in the bag. The incident of butter making the reader laugh. George treats on the butter and it sticks to his slipper. Later he put it on the chair. Harris sits on the chair and it sticks to his bottom. They squash the tomato by putting the strawberry jam on them. Monty Morphin's pretension for the lemons to be red is also fascinating and funny. These incidents are described in an orderly and perfect way. So children, we will do some additional question, like in additional question children we can say what was Zerum's real intention when he offered George and Harris to pack. The real intention of Zerum to offer them to pack was to supervise their work. He wanted to act as a boss only, but his offer was misused by his friends who did nothing but to spoil the things. Why could the author not find his toothbrush easily in his bag? The author could not find his toothbrush easily in his bag because the author realized that he needed his toothbrush and it was not, he could not find it. He could not remember that where he placed that toothbrush. So he reopened his bag. He had to turn everything out of the bag to find it, but he could not find it. He held everything up and shook it, but still he could not find it. At last he found it inside a boot. Then he put all things back again one by one into the bag. Why did the author place a bathtub inside George while he was sleeping? After packing the things in the bag and hampers, they went to sleep. They were deciding on what time they would wake up in the morning. In the meanwhile, George slept on the floor. They placed a bathtub beside him so that he could tumble into it after getting out in the morning. Now, my next question is, why does the author prefer packing things himself? The author prefers packing things himself because he is sure that he can do it better than other people. He told his friend George and Harris to leave the task of packing all things to him. How did George and Harris react to his offer? Did Zerum like it? Zerum offered his ability to pack with an intention to superintend his friends, but George and Harris thought that Zerum would do the entire job. They said idle, it irritated the narrator. Now children, few long question I am going to do with you. One long question is, how many times did the narrator Zerum prided himself on his packing ability? Did the event justify his claim? Zerum took pride himself on his packing abilities. Packing was one of those things in which he had no equals. At least George and Harris could not equal him in this art. He had a very poor opinion of Harris. He considered him to be the worst packer in the world. He was proud of his energetic nature. He wanted George and Harris to learn the art of packing from him by working under his direction. Events proved otherwise. Zerum was also a bundle of confusion when he indulged in this job. He was of forgetful nature. He got the bag packed up at last. Harris reminded him that he had forgotten to put his boot inside the bag. Just as he was going to close the bag, a horrible idea occurred to him that whether he had kept his toothbrush or not, he did not know whether his toothbrush was inside the bag or outside the bag. He found it inside a boot after a long search. Such events make us doubt the narrator's claim. They hardly justify him as a perfect packer. So children, these are some of the things. Okay. So we can see children, we can see that then why did the writer get irritated Do you think that volunteering sometimes become headache? Volunteering sometimes cause a headache when the person who are guided are not capable to follow the indication. In the story, the author volunteer his expertise in packing. He just wanted to act as a boss and supervise them, but they sat leisurely and watched the author doing packing. It just irritated him as he himself had to pack the things. In his irritation, he had made some mistake also, like he did not forgot to pack the book. He forgot whether he had kept his toothbrush or not. Okay, and he had to repack the things many times. When he found Harris and George made a lot of mess while packing, he decided to pack the things on his own. Thus, it is true that volunteering sometimes becomes a burden. So, children, with this, I end my video here. Thank you and have a nice day ahead.